Baba gives us the title of a Mahavir. And a Mahavir is one who crosses or passes every adverse situation instantly. Yes, Mahavir means very powerful. And Baba says that a Mahavir is someone who crosses or passes every situation, adverse situation, instantly. And what are the tools that make me a Mahavir? So Baba says, you have the light and the might. And the light is knowledge, and the might is yoga. So with this light and might, you cross every adverse situation instantly. Now, you see that it is very important to have light, because light makes you identify where the problem lies. So there is, and knowledge is called the light. And there is a very interesting story about a person whose car broke down, and then he made many technicians visit, but his car couldn't be repaired. And then there was this one fellow who was a very big expert, and he was called. And when that expert checked the car, he found out that there was a loose screw, and he just tightened that. And then he said, your car will work fine now. And it did. And then the owner asked the engineer, how much would you charge? So he said 50,000. So then he asked, 50,000 for tightening a screw? So he said, no, 1 rupee for tightening the screw, but the rest for finding out where the screw is loose. So I'm charging for the knowledge that I have, that I know which screw to tighten. So you see that the knowledge, even in the world, when we say knowledge, whether it is the knowledge of the 5 elements of nature, and whether it's the knowledge of your body or your house or your car, even that knowledge is held very, very preciously. But Baba says, I am giving you the knowledge of all knowledges, which is, I am giving you the knowledge of the seed of this whole creation. The seed is Shiv Baba, and you are the master seed, the soul. And Baba says that you souls, when you have the light, the knowledge, the spiritual knowledge, then you can see exactly where the problem lies. And yesterday I was talking to this sister, and we were discussing that in the world we are taught 2 things. First, if you are unhappy with somebody or some situation, then the problem lies with that person or that situation, right? And second thing is, if someone is unhappy with you, then it's your fault, right? So these are the two belief systems which are fed into us. And today Baba also says in the Murli that without the third eye, you can't see right from wrong, right? So we believe that these 2 belief systems are right. And we believe that whenever I am uncomfortable with someone or something, then the problem is with them and they need to change. And when somebody is uncomfortable with me, then I have a problem and I need to change and make them comfortable. But Baba says that I give you the light, and the light of knowledge tells you that when you are uncomfortable with someone or something, then you need to correct that which is within you. You need to increase your soul power. And when someone is uncomfortable with you, that has got everything to do with their sanskar. Yes, and of course you can check on your part whether your karma is accurate or whether you are going wrong in your karma. But if you are sure that your karma is accurate, and if somebody is uncomfortable, then it has got everything to do with their sanskar. And Baba says that we engage in this thing called projection, and we keep projecting our feelings onto others. And if I am creating thoughts of irritation, I would project that onto you and say, you are the one responsible for my creation of irritable feelings. And I also, buy into the projection that the other is doing. When they say you are the person who is wrong and you are the person who is responsible for making me uncomfortable, we also buy into that projection and we hold ourselves guilty for that. But Baba says, now I have given you the light. And the light is that whenever something or someone is causing discomfort to me, then it's not about them, it's my sanskar. And then when you understand this one very simple thing, that it's your sanskar, then the problem is very little, because the problem is just about changing your sanskar, your attitude, your thought, your feeling about it. And Baba says that you can do with yoga. Yes, so I give you the light and I give you the might, and the might the might works only when it is used in the right place. So you need the light to find out where the might needs to be used. Because you see that there are many children of Baba. I am saying many children of Baba because I mean it. Even Baba's children, what they are doing is they are using the might in the wrong place because they are not using the light. And there are many children of Baba who are practicing that I will do 21 days of bhakti, I will do 100 days of bhakti, 108 days of bhakti, and then I want to do the bhakti to change a situation. But the thing is, even if you did endless bhakti, it is not going to affect the situation, because you need the light first. You need to identify the problem first. If you are finding a solution where there is no problem and you are neglecting the area where there is a problem, then there is also a story about that. So there is this old mother, Budi Mata, and she was searching for something under the lamplight, street lamplight. So when she was searching that, so there were other people also who started helping her. And then they asked, what are you searching for? So she said, my coin. I lost my money. I lost my coins. So then they also started looking for it, but nobody could find it. So then somebody asked, where did you lose it? So she said, inside the house. So they said, why are you searching for it here then? She said, there's no light inside the house, but there's light under the lamp post. So I thought I search where there is light. But the thing is, if you don't understand where you lost it, you keep searching for it in the wrong place, you keep applying yoga power, it's not going to help. So Baba says that I'm giving you the light and the might, and if you use that, you will be able to overcome, pass, cross any adverse situation instantly. Now, please underline crossing an adverse situation. Now, what does crossing an adverse situation mean? Does it mean that the situation ceases to exist? No, it doesn't mean that. Because situations can persist for very, very long. Whether it is a situation with the body or with a relationship or with finances or with, maybe, even the mind, a situation can persist for very long. But Baba says crossing an adverse situation instantly. What does Baba mean by that? Baba means that the problem is there, but it's not my problem. I am not carrying the burden of that problem. So the situation exists, but I am okay with it. I am not struggling with it. I am not resisting it. I am also doing the needful. But in my inner world, that situation is not being perceived as a problem anymore. Yes, so we use this expression, I have learned to live with it. And when you learn to live with something, then it's not a problem for you anymore. And you see that there, in this time of Kali Yuga end, there are too many karmic settlements. And karmic settlements, they manifest themselves in the form of adverse situations. And it could be a situation with the physical health. And do you know that in case of physical illnesses, most illnesses are chronic these days, and there are no treatments for it. And even if you go to the doctor, they'll say we can manage it, but eventually it will also deteriorate and there is no cure. And so, but when you understand that this is it and I'm okay with it and I'll keep taking medicines and keep doing good karma through the body and then leave the body and take a new body in Satyug. So that's what Baba means by crossing any adverse situation instantly. So you see, even if there's something with the brain, you see that these days, there are mental illnesses like schizophrenia and most illnesses, even the doctor will say it is not completely curable, but you can manage it with medicines and other stuff. And if you have come to terms with it, that I have to take a medicine and live according to Baba's Srimad and live my life purposefully, joyfully, peacefully. So purposefully first, because if it's not purposeful, if you think that I'll take my medicine and watch the phone all day, that's not going to help. So take your medicine, watch, do your work, that is, do the seva, follow the Srimad that Baba has given you, and stay happy and peaceful. You have crossed the adverse situation. And Baba says, do the best you can. Whatever can be done about anything, you do it. But you are not desperate for any solution. You are not looking for things to change. You're just doing your bit for the change to come. So you are doing everything that will bring about the change, but you're not waiting for the change. And there is a situation, but that situation is not troubling you. That is not my problem. So and you are prepared for the worst. And what is the worst? You leave the body, so what? You get another one. What is the big thing? Yes. So everything that, you are above this experience of loss and gain, and you are okay. So, you are okay with whatever happens, and you are doing the needful. You are not neglecting anything that you could do, and you are not worrying about anything that you can't control. That is a situation, that is what Baba means by crossing an adverse situation instantly. And how much time you take to come to this place of complete loveful acceptance of everyone and everything. Because you see, the drama can startle you, with many things. So many scenes in the drama, they just come abruptly. And when they come up abruptly, how much time do you take to come to terms with it? How much time do you do you take to come to a place of loving acceptance of it? That's the time you took to pass the situation. Okay, and Baba says that you have to create a sanskar of passing every situation in a second. From it matters to it doesn't matter. And the law says if you don't mind, it doesn't matter. So from a place of I mind it very much, and what is this happening and why is this happening, to doesn't matter, it's okay. So how much time you take to come from that place, I mind and it matters, to I don't mind and it doesn't matter. That's the time you take to cross an adverse situation. And Baba says, with every situation, small or big, okay? So let's say, you were just making tea and the tea boils out of the pot and it spills all over, and there is no milk left. And then you've got to serve the guests. And at that time, how much time do you take to come to terms with the fact that it's okay, I'll not serve tea, I'll serve something else. So that, and how much time you take to come to that place of, peace and happiness. So starting from situations of this magnitude to, the biggest ones, if you take a second to cross these situations, then you create a sanskar of crossing adverse situations instantly. And when you create that sanskar, Baba says that sanskar will help you to pass fully in the final moments. So in the final moments also, whatever happens, you will be able to be okay and peaceful and in Baba's remembrance. So that is the sanskar we need to create, because if we don't fully pass in these exams, then the sanskar that we are creating is of not passing at the right time. And then that sanskar will cost you in the end. And that sanskar will make you fail in the end. So don't take time in crossing situations and coming to terms with everything and coming to a place that everything is okay. Yes, so this is something. And I will also tell you one thing. Today Baba says something very interesting, that if you practice bodilessness, you will be able to make someone bodiless with your drishti in a second. And a very good example of this also is that if you are able to cross a situation in a second, then you will also be able to lend that power to another soul who is in an adverse situation and help them cross it in a second. And sometimes, you meet souls who are caught up in something because they complicate it too much in their mind, and they have created such a big spider's web that they get caught up in that web themselves. And most people who are suffering with mental health issues are in that place, or even those who are not suffering from mental health issues, but those who are just not able to do productive work. So, just whiling away, wasting time, wasting thought. Why are they doing that? Because they are all caught up in the meshes of their own minds. And every soul needs a hand to come out of that situation. And if you are that soul who has practiced coming out of an adverse situation in a second by becoming okay with it, then you will be able to lend that power of acceptance to the other soul also, because powers are donated through drishti and through vibration. So, when you are a powerful soul and you are able to come to terms with everything, then you will be able to donate that power to others also. And I will tell you one incident. There was this one sister, and she was a young girl, and she came to the center and she told that she said that something very big has happened in my life, and no person on the planet can overcome that thing, and that thing is already over, but you cannot come to terms with it. So I said, okay, so what is it? So she said, I can't even tell you. So I said, no, you have to tell me. You're not telling me, you are telling Baba. So you have to give it to Baba. So she said that I was molested when I was 13 years of age. And when she came, she was around 22, 23. And she said that I have not been able to overcome that until now. And because you see, Baba has taught us this art of acceptance. So I was not shocked or surprised or anything. And I was not in sorrow, or I was not feeling anything when she said that. And I was in Baba's remembrance. And she told me that you're not saying anything, and it doesn't look like you're in shock also, or you felt something. So I said, so that happened. That is one incident. It happened at the age of 13. So what? How does it matter? So she said, so what? How does it matter? How can you say that? So I said, that happened, that finished. But you are the one who carried it for 10 years, and you don't need to do that. You can just drop it. It's not that important. It doesn't matter. And she took a pause, and then she told me that I don't know, but suddenly that which felt so difficult to do all these years, suddenly it feels so easy to do. And I suddenly have this thought, first time in my life, that I can cross it, and it's not such a big deal. And you see that this is why it is very important that we children of Baba, we come to this place where we can cross anything that happened, or cross any situation that's upcoming or that's there, and just come to terms with it and be okay and be in Baba's remembrance like we are supposed to be. And when you can do that, then you can also donate this power. And second thing is, you create a sanskar to pass fully, and then in our final moments we will be able to fully pass. So this is something. And then the Murli has many points today, and they are very beautiful points, and it was really difficult for me to choose which points to do churning on. But finally I have decided to take this point, that Baba says today that changing from a papatma to a punyatma. So when you want to shift from a sinful to a charitable soul, or from a papatma to a punyatma, then the method to do that is you surrender your body, mind and wealth. And this is very important, because you see that there are many souls who listen to the the BK programs on television, and they also come to a place, and if somebody is really listening religiously every day, many souls come to this place where they understand that I am a soul, and I have my own sanskars, and everybody is a soul, and they have their own set of sanskars, and nobody is my brother, sister, mother, father. They are all souls on a journey, and we need to be accepting of them, right? And they find a lot of solace in that. But the thing is, after a point of time, they are not able to keep up that practice. And after a point of time, that solace, that feeling of peace starts to diminish. Why? Because you see that whatever adversities we have is an expression of our using our body, mind and wealth uh, with in this old world. So this old world is an impure world, and when you invest your body, mind and wealth in an impure world, then it creates negative karmic account. Yes, so and everything that you feel or that you experience as unfavorable and uncomfortable arises from that negative karmic account. Yes, so one thing is accepting our karmic accounts, coming to a place where you're not resisting it, you have accepted that each one is a soul playing their role and all. But another aspect of it is you change that karmic account. If you continue to invest your body, mind and wealth in that same old world, and even if you have come to that place of acceptance now, if you keep increasing that karmic burden, then you will be in a situation tomorrow where that situation will become very difficult to accept. Because right now your karmic burden is what it is and you are accepting it. But if you don't change it, if you keep investing again your body, mind and wealth in the old and impure world, then you will be increasing it gradually, and then how much will you just accept? Yes, just the power of acceptance will not help. Slowly that karmic account is increasing and it will put you into trouble. So Baba says that one thing is you accept whatever is. You understand that the drama is what it is. The souls are who they are not my family members, they are not who I think they are. They have their own sanskars, they are on their own journey. But you also understand how this situation came up. And this situation came up because you used your body, mind and wealth in the old world. You invested everything in the old world. And Baba says now you need to change that. And you need to start investing your body, mind and wealth on Shrimat. So, on Shrimat, when you start investing your body, mind and wealth, only then can you change this karmic cycle. So, if you, let's say, today you accept that my child is who he is, but you keep investing all your mental energy, all your physical energy on the child and all your money on the child. And tomorrow the child again, commits a very big blunder, then it will become very difficult to accept. But now when you understand that this is just, I'm just an instrument for the child, I have to do what is necessary for the growth of the child, but I don't have to invest my everything on the child, because my true child is Baba. So when you understand that I don't have to keep investing my mind on the child, I don't have to keep thinking, overthinking about the child, I don't have to keep using all my energy for the child, I have to do good seva also. And I also have to use the money for yajna seva. When you understand these things, and you, while investing on the child also, you become a trustee. Now you see, many people use this language that, I live in the house like a trustee. But if you do not do as the owner says, so the owner is Baba, and Baba is asking you to do seva, and you're not doing seva, but you say that I'm a trustee in the household, it doesn't work like that. So if your life is not about Purusharth and Seva, then you cannot be a trustee at household. So you have to belong to Baba to indirectly belong to everybody. So Baba says that it is very important to also understand that you need to reverse this karmic cycle by surrendering the body, mind and wealth to Baba, and doing everything on Baba's Shrimat, and taking care of your Lokik obligations just like a trustee. And what is the difference between a trustee and a grihasthi? A trustee does the needful, a grihasthi does everything, he just invests everything that he has in the grihasth. So a trustee knows that my everything is for seva, and only the needful has to be invested in the grihasth. So this is something that's very important, because there was somebody who was telling me that what is the main purpose of the centers, because you could give this knowledge just online also, and just you don't even need a Zoom class, you could just do it online on YouTube. And I was telling that person that it's not just about giving the knowledge, it's also about giving a platform where they can invest their body, mind and wealth, because providing that platform is very, very important. In the absence of that platform, you have the knowledge, but you still keep investing your body, mind and wealth in the old impure world, because there is nothing else to do. So creation of seva, creation of opportunities where Baba's children can surrender their body, mind and wealth in yajna seva is very, very important. Because if that creation is not done, then even if you know that karmic burden is created by investing in the old world, what other option do you have? Right? So that's the more important thing. Okay, Om Shanti.